Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I will share the result of my resume from two materials about sampling strategy and contamination. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Zulfa Nafisatul Azizah. You can call me Zulfa. I was born in Blitar 22 July 2002. I live with my parents in Blitar, East Java. I'm a student from Maulana Malik Ibrahim State Islamic University, Malang. My hobby is traveling. Then I will explain about sampling and preservation strategy. Sampling is a collection of a certain volume of a water body to be studied with the smallest possible amount but still representative and still has the same characteristic as the water body. It should be noted that the water sample does not change or must be the same with the initial condition in the field. The sampling division is divided into three steps, namely representative sampling, transportation and preservation of samples, and chemical analysis of samples. Preparation and sampling and preservation. 1. First, bottles for samplings must be clean and free from dirt or contaminants. Then other sampling equipment must also be clean and free from all sample residues and prevent mold and mildew from growing. Then contamination from metal or sampling equipment which may dissolve in the sample or must be prevented. Then iron, brass, bronze can dissolve in acidic or alkaline water, while plastic and rubber materials can dissolve in industrial wastewater containing organic solvents or oil and gasoline. Care must be taken so as not to affect the sample. And the last, given a lot or so that it sinks on the tool that will be used to take samples. Then placed at the sampling location so that the container can be filled with samples. Then sampling at specific depths comes with a closed bottle that can be opened when it reaches the desired depth. Can use a pump and samples from tap water can be taken using an open beaker. Then automatic sample or a special tool for consecutive sampling consists of suction depth or the depth of the sampling point is limited to about 5 meters below the tool. Then pump, then clock to control sampling frequency. Then tool for dividing samples into vials for mixed samples. Then an isothermic box containing bottles of mixed samples by cooling by ordinary ice or dry ice so that sample preservation can be carried out no later than 1 day before being brought to the laboratory. The samples is filled in the collection bottle to the brim and must be thickly closed to avoid contact with air. And the last, one common way of preserving samples is cold conditions. Samples are transported in an isothermic box containing ordinary ice or dry ice or carbon dioxide, and then stored in the refrigerator or freezer. Then disturbance that may arise during sample storage and transport. It is estimated that no oxygen and carbon dioxide gas will absorb the air sample or may be lost from the air-to-air sample. Suspended substance and colloids can form their own flux and deposits, so that there are samples that are different from the original state. At least the slurry should be resuspended evenly before analysis by checking the storage bottle. Like substance and liquids or mud, grease, oil, at etc. may appear off the surface. Some solute can be oxidized by dissolved oxygen so that it turns into other compound. Then I will explain about contamination. What is contamination? The introduction of unweighed compounds into the sample during the pre-treatment process of the sample and during the analysis so that its concentration increases, which does not correspond to the initial state. There are two types of contamination, namely, first, analytic contamination and contamination of reagents. First, analytic contamination. Source of contamination is atmosphere, derived from particulate trace elements on the soil surface and suspended material is in the atmosphere. Then the acids way to avoid atmospheric contamination of the sample is to seal the sample solution during the preparation and analysis process. Then search of contamination is operator. The analyst or who performs the measurement can be a search of contamination to the sample to be analyzed either through direct contact or through the air. Example, Na, Na, and Cl can be transferred to the sample through the operator's breath, dust, and cigarette smoke. Source of metal contaminants, powder, lotion, cloth, shoes, etc. Human skin, because it contains very low concentrations of metals. To reduce contaminations, you can use masks, gloves, and laboratory coats. Source of contamination is equipment. First, glass. Borosilicate glass such as Pyrex are commonly used in analytical chemistry. Contamination of the sample from the glass is caused by the attack or dissolution of the container by the solution. The glass used in the sample must be adjusted to the solution used. Pyrex is resistant to weak acids and base, but less resistant to strong acids and base than glass type HSG or high silica glass is resistant to hot solution. Then anticipation of contaminants from containers is washing or soaking glassware using a mixture of H2SO4 and HNO3. Then when not in use, the equipment is stored by immersing it in an aqueous solution. Then hot HCl or HNO3 can be used to clean the glass surface for metals. Then equipment that can also contaminate. Fused silica or quartz use a high temperature and safer from metal contamination. Contamination can come from materials that have been absorbed by the silica in previous use. Then plastic, all polyethylene and polypropylene. Resistant to attack by moths, used reagents. Then can stand the heat, then contains additives so that they can dissolve, so that they can contaminate in analyte. Then Teflon or tetrafluoroethylene polymer used in temperature up to 300. Then inert or small effect to almost all analytic reagents. Then PVC or polyvinyl chloride contains metals with high inox levels. Then before use, it needs to be cleaned because of the possibility of contamination with polymers such as zinc, stearate on the surface. Then rubber it is recommended not to use rubber equipment in the analysis of trash rubber, which contains several addictive compounds such as zinc oxide, antimony compounds, and PB compounds. And the last filter paper is most contain metals with varying content. Then source of contamination is water or solvent. Water is used in large quantities. There be increasing contaminants with a concentration ratio of 100 times. So it is no recommend to use any water or tap because of its high conductivity or number of ions. It needs to be distilled to reduce metal contamination in water. So there are terms aqueous or one distillation or distillation and aquabits. Water needs to be passed through the column of ion exchange resin to mixing it with a distillation result that cannot be reduced or unchanged or contained. Then I will explain about contamination from reagents. There are 4 types of contamination from reagents, namely mineral acid and ammonia, inorganic solids, organic reagent, and organic solvent. First, mineral acid and ammonia. Mineral acids most contain a certain amount of metal. Extra pure acids contain metals in low levels, are generally expensive. Then ultra pure contains a fairly low metal concentration, but the content of some elements varies. Then analytical reagent grade acids contain metals as listed in the table. and ammonia. Ammonia solution in water is a glass bottle with will be contaminated by silica, aluminum, calcium, and other elements which may be caused by the attack of the alkaline solution on the glass. Then analytical reaction, ammonia contains heavy metals with a fairly low concentration, possible due to metal absorption by the container. Then inorganic solids. The reagent quality in organic solids are sufficiently pure to be used directly without pre-purification, but a blank solution must still be prepared as a control used to correct the effect of solvent absorption. Then lead or PB is an important metal which is usually found in solid kalium chloride, natrium chloride, and etc. The analytical reagents range from 0.1 until 0.3 ppm. Then purification by crystallization or filtration. Then organic reagent. Organic or chelating reagents are very reactive with metals so that the surrounding metal is also made into complex compounds that form chelates or EDTA, usually derived from solvents or reagents used in the synthesis of ligands. Usually, these reagents are used in small amount so that contamination can be neglected. And the last, organic solvent. Low metal content, but be aware of the presence of other organic compounds dissolved in the solvents. For example, CCl4 and CHCl3, which if left will form COCl2. That's all I can say. If there's more or less, I'm sorry. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.